Welcome to KRL.
In your screen at the one time. Oh no! Look at this! Harvey Norman looking to make moves on Mighty Murph, but I reckon Barnes is going to make him pay. And he sticks it down the moment. Cartoon almost sends Wilco off, but Wilco manages to keep his foot in the championship. But the new boy up to P5. Look at that, he's trying to break the slipstream on the main straight. But he is under pressure here. Great effort from Static Hats first, second, third, fourth and fifth all together. Speed's got a run on him. Is he going to make a move down into turn one? I reckon he is. Down the inside, he's basically fully sending it. The final corner, he will take P7 I reckon, but Jimbo and Rob Dog, he's going to get his first points of the year as well. Who's going to take?
It's time to go racing for KRL. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're watching right around the world. And just like that, we're back for another week. It's Season 2, Round 2, and Tier 2. Plenty of twos there. Richie Benno, I'd love that, Jason Wilkinson. But we are at Brands Hatch. Well, back-to-back weeks, another classic British circuit. Boy, it is good to be back. How was the Gnocchi, first of all, Wilco, as I welcome you again?
Yeah, the gnocchi was very good. Made some homemade one, which was nice. But yeah, I'll get you hit that. There you go. You've already hit that little arrow, so you're on top of the trip. But yeah, here we are for Brands Hatch. A few boys starting the lap now. The 666 of Voodoo has just started his lap, and then Rick Ozteka the next ones. But yeah, very short lap around here. Very intense and quite fast trip. Very fast in that last sector.
Certainly is. Plenty of great corners. This track, one that I've driven on a fair bit. It's been in a few games, hasn't it? It was in one of the old F1 games many years ago, and it's been on most of the modern games as well. As we take a look at the Nigerian Prince, who's back for another week. He was very worried, not just about the Gnocchi, but he was worried about yours truly. And he was sending some very nice messages as well, Voodoo. But this man who looks absolutely on it on his first flying run. So if you're new to this, Tier 2 is 15 minutes qualifying, 30 minutes for the race. And tomorrow we're doing things a little bit differently. We'll get into that a little bit later on. But look at that, Voodoo not leaving any part of this track. And you can see all good OGT finally.
Beautiful camera angle.
I'm loving these Brands Hatch camera angles, Wilco. I was just thinking that, and Voodoo is flying here to start this session.
Yes, so he's coming to the last corner. He was the guy you would have seen on that hot lap. He was taking us for a lap around Brands Hatch on board, as we can't do this on this game though. But here he is, first lap, 24.8. So we're looking at a low 24. He did do a 23 26 yesterday in practice, which was an unbelievable lap. Lap of the god stuff there. As you can see, Rick pops in a 28.9, I think. So, but yeah, expecting low 24, maybe we can see a 23. But I'll tell you what, low 24 is going to be pointing in the field, Trev.
Very sharp end. The 24 is going to be at the business end, I reckon. Who else is on a lap? We've got Rick Oztech and Mac. I was about to say Mac Miller, but he's no longer with us. Mac Main, who's gone third, fourth fastest out. Good vibes. These times are tumbling at the moment. Wilco and Binger. Our race, he was our winner from last week, wasn't he, Binger? I think.
Yeah. Yes. No, OGT.
OGT. I beg your pardon.
Then Binger.
Sparky won't like me saying that, will he? But geez, Binger is on another hot lap here, and is traffic going to be an issue here tonight, Wilco? I'm just thinking it's a fairly narrow circuit, and one corner sort of leads into another. But I'm just looking at Mac here, who's moved well and truly out of the way for Binger there. But Binger 7/10 behind Voodoo. And so the Nigerian Prince looking good at the moment. Only driver in the 1 minute 24s as we go through the field. Good vibes there. Heat XL. Very nice looking Lexus there. Mac in the Lexus as well. Rick Oztech.
4-3 Voodoo. He's turning up here, Trev.
Oh, he is turning up the heat. And Nigeria is a hot place. I've never been to Africa, but pretty hot from what I've seen. And Voodoo with a 24.3. Will we see 23s? Well, if so, it might only be this man.
Laps. Yeah, usually 2 to 3 laps these GT3 cars take, or even the Cup car tomorrow night. Just because it's such a short track, that right front doesn't really get too much work. In this corner here, it does get a little bit, but yeah, it's very. You got to make sure you get the pressures nice and high, and warm up those brakes. That's going to contribute to higher tyre temperatures, but for now, it's these second, third, fourth laps are going to be the crucial ones here.
This is going to be the key as Cart Dude has entered the chat. KRL royalty. He's not wrong there, is he? He has entered the chat.
Yeah, I know. Well, me and you are here. That's exactly right.
And royalty in the commentary box. Voodoo. God, these camera angles have just caught me hard at the business end. But I've just got to say, Voodoo looking very quick indeed. Binger has 1.3 seconds behind Voodoo, as Sparky says. My list of Nigerian blocked callers gets bigger every day. Have your credit card at the ready. I love when they call you at 6 p.m. in the evening to talk about, saving money on your gas bills. And you know what? I was just thinking about that when I was making my gnocchi. So thanks for calling. That's just what I was about to discuss with my wife. So thanks for that. But Static Hazard up in P4. God, I love that livery on the Ferrari. Bit McLarenish, but still we love it. Aussie Thunder in 5th. Kilroy rounding out your top 6. As there we go, Sparky. Your man is in 2nd place. But who is going to catch this man, Voodoo? Who have we got on a hot lap now?
Binger's crossing the line right now.
Let's take a look at Binger, 1.3 seconds off of pole position, and he hasn't improved.
Still. Kilroy's next guy and Nobby. But I'll just quickly butt in, because we were a little bit confused of who won last week. The top 3 last week, it's still the same. RT P3. And then we had P4 was Skippy, who's not racing tonight. He's got called into work. Bless you, Trev. Or you probably got your mic muted, so no one can hear that. I thought Kilroy was 4th. Skippy 5th. 6th was Voodoo. 7th Nobby. 8th was Jimbo, but he got a 30-second penalty, so good vibes was 8th. Jimbo 9th. And Aussie Thunder was in 10th, who was looking pretty good in practice tonight as he pops up into P2 there, Trev. So, a few boys, Voodoo, Aussie Thunder, Stat got pole and disconnected on lap 1. So all these boys are playing the catch-up game already, but luckily there's still 9 rounds to go after this, Trev. 8 rounds after this.
8 rounds to go as Aussie Thunder pops himself up into 2nd position. So it's Ferrari, and that big chunky Nissan that we all know and love of Binger King 33, GRT in 4th, and then it's Static Hazard, our pole position man from last week. But these boys are absolutely on it, aren't they? No, they're not wasting any time at the moment as Binger comes across the line again. Well, he's a second off, Jace, but he's still got to find plenty of time around this lap. It is a short lap around here, but where do you find a second around this track? 1 minute 24 this lap. It's not easy, is it?
Yeah, turn one's usually the really big corner where you can make and lose time, and then obviously this middle sector we see on board with Voodoo now. It's very fast, blind corners. If you just get the corner right, you can just pull time out of your arse strength. So that's what these boys are going to be looking for. Voodoo going for the 5 laps in a row here, so I expect him to pull into the pits this lap, or return back to the garage after he's done this lap, get new tyres, and go for another stint at the end there. But we had Stat just moved up, OGT's up to P6, but look, 4.5 seconds covering the top 12 here, Trev. That's not too bad. Not too bad.
Too
couple of new works there.
bad. Does Voodoo 24.3 can't go any better? As Sparky says, yes, not good getting a Nigerian call, especially when you don't have gas. You might have gas after that. No, the Nocky's pretty... Anyway, what am I talking about? But
it's just pumpkin and pumpkin. Just potatoes.
Potatoes. Potatoes. And Sparky says, can any Victorians race tonight with the 5 kilometre limit?
Well, Rick Ozsek is one of those, and Stat, and I'm pretty sure GRT is, but that's yeah, we're all good, Sparky. Stop rubbing in with this lockdown bullshit, because I know you Queenslanders wouldn't know what lockdown is.
Yes, and it's our civic duty, and that's what must be done. But
their mayor's a crocodile, and so I don't think they know what they're talking about. At least our mayor has 4 eyes, Trev.
Yes, he does, and I tell you what,
nothing wrong with 4 eyes, as I said. Nothing wrong with 4 eyes. I'm just digging myself a hole and just trying to jump out of it. But we're all good.
No, that's fine. I think, sorry, they, boy, these engines sound very loud, don't they? But we love it. As what's happening there? There we go. No, that's a little bit better. But anyway, so thank you for that, Sparky. Keep your comments coming in, ladies and gentlemen. We'd love to hear from you. But less than 5 minutes, 24-1. So anything that Static Hazard can do, Voodoo can do better, as he's got some traffic there, but I think he might be on a slowing down lap. Regional New South Wales, Wilco. What COVID as Voodoo gets rid of someone there?
Vibesy.
As good vibes won't be. He's back in the pits now, our man Voodoo, but it's getting close, isn't it? For 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, Aussie Thunder now 9/10 off of pole position, right down the bottom to Rick Oztech and Mac. What do we call this chap? Mac Main.
Yep.
Mac Main. We'll just call him Mac. Hey, Nobby Nuts now. Who's well? There's a big gap between 9th and 10th, isn't there? But 2.6 to 4.2 seconds. Good vibes in the pits. He's coming out for another run. There's just under 4 minutes remaining. Bit of a funny pit lane, this one, isn't it, Wilco? You sort of go off, don't you, and then have to come back directly into that sort of turn 1 racing line. So a little bit of a difficult pit lane here at Brands Hatch. Well, it's hosted everything, hasn't it, this track? Former British Grand Prix track, touring cars, you name it. We've had it here, but 3.5 minutes remaining in this one. 7 people watching as Voodoo says that was almost a 123.7. Messed up sector 3. Man, my heart is pumping. So he's saying that he can go even quicker, Wilco. This is crazy stuff, crazy times from Voodoo.
That is exactly hiccups, what we like to hear. But next car, 2 across the line. It's got a wild way, but Kilroy is the next guy, and then we got number 15 is Static, who just got an invalid lap, and then Nobby. So Kilroy and Nobby, the next 2 cars to pass the line on a flying lap. So we'll see what these boys can do.
Let's have a look at Kilroy.
Kilroy and OGT, who are teammates. Just have a look at that gap. 3 1,000s between them, Trevor. That's pretty close to teammates.
Absolutely nothing between them. They are so close. As Kilroy now looking to go a little bit quicker as he comes across the line, and I don't think he's improved, but this might be the
Nobby next car.
Nobby. Let's have a look at what's nibbling at Nobby's nuts. He comes across the line, 8th. Can he improve? No.
And Mac next car.
And let's have a look at Mac.
OGT.
Here comes Mac, 3.3 off. He's got a bit of a jump there, doesn't he? He's improved, but still in 11th.
And OGT next car.
And OGT coming across the line
stream
now.
Time here at the moment, which is good.
Getting the stream time for the Lexus sponsors, and he goes up to P5.
GRT next car.
And let's have a look.
GRT and Aussie Thunder.
Let's have a look at GRT. Here he comes.
Dynamite.
GRT, and
watch the throw back up to P5. Aussie Thunder.
Aussie Thunder.
Couldn't improve.
Aussie
so.
Thunder. Here we go. Can he?
Aussie Thunder.
And here he comes. He's a fair way off, is he? Or is he just? No, he's come across the line. He's P3, I think. Yep.
Still P3. So big gap. Last week we had a top 5 by, top 7 by 5/10, and this week we got Voodoo. And then it's tier 2.1, Trev.
And Voodoo, Sparky saying, put the foot down, Voodoo, and don't hold back. So as Aussie Thunder is off the track, let's have a look at Static Hazard. Boy, it was closer last week, wasn't it, for tier 2, Wilco? But yellow flags out. I think that was because of Aussie Thunder. Here comes Static Hazard.
Vibesy.
And
Vibes
across the line, good vibes. Let the good vibes roll as he comes onto the start finish straight across the line. You can see there, staying close to that pit wall, trying to take the shortest possible
OGT
path to the line. And who else is on a hot lap here? We've got a few drivers in the pits. I reckon
OGT, Binger, and GRT next 3 cars across the line. OGT comes across the line.
OGT across the
Binger.
line. Binger, let's have a look at Binger. P4, can he make it P3 or better? No, he can't.
GRT.
And let's have a look at GRT across the line.
Improved.
I think
2/10, but stayed in P5.
Stayed in P5, so that is... Well, that's it, I reckon, isn't it? Less than a minute remaining.
All these boys have got their last lap now, so we might go through the order. We'll call them out at times. So number 15, so we got Static, who's normally in 14. I think Max is taking his number 15 up. We'll fix it up. So Static, Nobbynuts just got invalid lap, so he's going to pull off on the side of the track. So Static, then Vibes, and there's a big gap between each car, so we should be able to get them all across the line. There's Static just got invalid lap.
Whereas Static's run very wide there. We'll go pretty
so
scruffy
next car is
lap.
Vibesy.
And let's have a look at Mr. Good Vibes now. And it seems to be catching them out.
Got those
vibrations. As this man has made fresh gnocchi tonight, and he is up and about. I've got to say,
carb loading for tomorrow night, Trev.
And that's what you've got to back it up next week, or tomorrow night, I should say, from last week. But look at this, Nobbynuts.
P8s,
OGT now.
Where's he going to go? He's in P6 at the moment, 1.506 off pole, and he comes across the line, and he improves, but 1.25 off, still in P6. Binger next car, 1.101. 1.0 seconds. So, and GRT and Rick are the last 2 cars. GRT back 1 sec again, and old Rico Nuts comes across the line and improves up to 3.3 seconds, covering the top 12 there, Trev.
Very interesting qualifying session here. Good to see the Ferrari lads have gotten used to the setup. Secret special straight from Dubai, says Voodoo. And great quality.
There's good Nigerian Prince engineers onto that one, and yeah. He's got pole position, Trev.
Pole position for Voodoo, 24.168. The rest of them on your screen, Static Hazard, Aussie Thunder, and Binger and GRT, OGT. Those two always seem to be near each other, don't they? And I always get those names mixed up. But Kilroy in 7th, Good Vibes in 8th, Nobbynuts. Have a little nibble on Nobby's nuts there in 9th. The Heat in 10th. Mac Miller in 11th, Rick Oztech in 12th, and Wilco standing by in case there's any shenanigans at turn 1. We're going to have a short break. You can see the countdown is on to round 2 of Tier 2 for Season 2 of KRL. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome to the Kid Buyers YouTube channel, the home of motorsport. more than a race.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Just before we get underway, here are the championship points. You can see only one round having been completed in this Tier 2 championship. OGT leads from Binger, GRT, Kilroy, Skippy, who's not with us tonight, Voodoo in 6th, Nobby, Jimbo, and Good Vibes. And then it's Aussie Thunder rounding out the championship boards there. And Team Championship, you can see Team GYR leading the way, 37 points.
Join now, Trev.
Double ahead of Big Bad Binger Wolf Racing. You can see them on your screen. We are going to get back to the action, Wilco, as we join this session. Green flag. We are getting ready to go racing here. You can see we are loading in. It won't be too long till we get underway. God, this is exciting, Wilco.
Clean through turn 1. Everyone's clean through turn 1. Going up to turn 2 now, and it's Voodoo. He's got the lead. Static on the outside challenging. And yeah, Voodoo's got the lead at the moment, so we're still looking good. Everyone's clean through turn 1 and 2. And I just saw Trev join, and yeah, we'll take away. Here we go.
Let's go. Chris Gale has given us the all clear. Go, go, go. Let's go racing. And Voodoo continues where he left off in qualifying and leads in this race here at Brands Hatch. And Binger in 2nd. Static has him right up his ginger for company in the opening opening stanza here, but Aussie Thunder in 4th, GRT in 5th, along with OGT, his partner in crime, as they all stream around the opening lap. Boy, look how close they are, as Super Crunch says, hey Jace, with a C. Trev and crew, hey, is the British GT pack out on the PS4 version yet? I believe it is, Wilco.
Not yet.
Oh.
Springtime for us, so in a couple months or so. Then we'll get some Snetterton, Alton Park, and Donington. So that should be very good. That can be good for season 3, Trev.
Thank you for that Super Crunch. I always get the...
Nobby up the inside of Kilroy. OGT's pitting early.
OGT into the pits already. Why would he be coming into the pits this early? But look at Nobby Nuts at Kilroy. Nobby Nuts is faster than you. And look at that. He is through and up into 6th place. But Voodoo's checked out at the front already. The Nigerian looking the goods here, Wilco. 2nd lap of this race.
Yes, and Static and Static and Binger are all over the top of each other at the moment, so they're having a good little battle for P2. Aussie Thunder sticking with them, and the GRT just behind. But yeah, OGT going for an early pit stop. He did this in the practice round, Trev, and with the safety car he come out miles ahead, so yeah, we'll see what happens. If there's no safety car, he's going to have some cooked tyres towards the end of the race, but at least it's a 30-minute race in GT3 cars. Their tyre wear is a lot less compared to a 45-minute race at Silverstone in the Cup car, which were Tier 1 boys did last week, and that was absolute torture. But, Static had a little moment there, and Binger, so look good. OGT and Rick come down the pit, so you're not going to go a lap down, which is another good thing around this short track, Trev. You're not going to go too far down, so... OGT's in turn 1 now, and Voodoo's gone up for the last corner, so yeah, should be good for a good race here with not much traffic, hopefully.
As there we go, Super Crunch. Thank you for your question. I was just about to say, I always get those seasons mixed up between Europe and Australia, but OGT's looking in a fairly good position, isn't he? He's made his pit stop along with Rick Oztech as well. But that's going to set him up nicely, I reckon.
Stake's got a run here. Is he going to have a dive at Binger? No, he's not.
Let's have a look. That Nissan, it's Ferrari, Nissan, Ferrari in the top 4. So Binger in a bit of a Ferrari sandwich. But that car, the Nissan, it seems to be very chunky and can be very wide around here. But it's just interesting. I don't know where Static's going to get a run here, Wilco. Where are the best sort of opportunities around here?
Yeah, passing just on a pure pass is very hard. You can force them into mistakes if you make them defend the inside stuff. In turn 1, you can might be able to get them in turn 2. Probably turn 2 is probably the only real sort of pass opportunity, but it's very easy to defend. Static goes really close to hitting Binger there, but yeah, so it's going to be hard. You're all about putting pressure on, just hoping they get a little bit of wheel spin come off one of the corners. You should be able to get the runners. Static has a massive moment, and
Static
hit the wall.
And
but you should be right. I'm on board with Aussie now. Static's probably going to have to pit just to get that damage fixed. It doesn't cost him too much time, but
just took too much curve at that blind corner there, which is very easy to do.
And now he's
let's
in
see
a...
if that comes into the pits now.
He's going to be under all sorts of pressure. No, he's staying out. As Sparky says, let's see how it works out, Trev. As 25 minutes to go, so Static Hazard going off the track. He seems to be a bit of a qualifying specialist, doesn't he, Wilco? But in the race, it doesn't seem to go right for him. But Static, he's still in third, not the end of the world. But Aussie Thunder, all sorts of pressure. And that's almost, well, Voodoo's checked out at the front, like we mentioned. But now Binger's got a bit of breathing space, doesn't he, to go off and pursue Voodoo, who's 4.2 seconds in the lead. And we know Voodoo, he puts in some time, doesn't he, on this game, both on the PC and the PS4, and he is absolutely looking very nice indeed. Static in third, but it's a bit of a logjam, isn't there, Wilco, between third, fourth and fifth now. They're all together. Nobby Nutt's 1.2 behind them. A little bit of a train, but they're slowly spreading out, and the guys with the real pace starting to show their hand at the moment. But Static Hazard, will he have damage? He'd have to have damage, wouldn't he, from that contact?
Yeah, he hit the wall side on, so it shouldn't be too much, only 5 or so seconds maybe, but it's obviously not really, he's actually pulled away now, so obviously it wasn't too much, and it's only cosmetic damage, not suspension damage. But I'm just checking out, so OGT, he's probably gained, going off the track map, probably about half a second on Voodoo, which means he's probably looking good to be coming out in front of Binger, depending on Binger's pit stop, which he hasn't done there. So OGT could be on a nice little strategy here, Trev, but with the fresh tyres with these boys being probably halfway through the race, it might be, that's when you might get some passing, because OGT could be sliding around a little bit with those worn tyres.
As we welcome our 8th viewer to this live stream. I've got to tell you, Wilco, the opening couple of races for round 1, we got crazy numbers, didn't we? I think up to 20 or so last week for Tier 1, and similar numbers, well, a little bit less for Tier 2, but still, it's great to bring these streams to you. You'll probably notice my voice sounds a little bit deeper, a little bit huskier at the moment, so all those ladies out there might be getting a little bit excited. But here we go. What a time to get a bit of a sniffle during the lockdown in Victoria. But lap 4 of this race, and it is Voodoo, the Nigerian prince, in his world-famous 666 Ferrari. He's ditched that gold livery, as Sparky says. The tyres are the key, as they certainly are, aren't they, around here. Shorter race, of course, for Tier 2. Less track time means less tyre wear.
It's actually a longer race this week, because the Tier 1 boys tomorrow night, we're going to be doing a 7-minute quali, 20-minute race, and then repeat 7-minute quali and 20-minute race. So 40 minutes all up of racing, where the Tier 2 boys are always going to do 30-minute races. But we might quickly go through some of these liveries, Trev. We might get some of the boys in the Sparky Super Crunch. Let us know, who is your favourite livery of the night at the moment, and we can tell them if they're on the podium in the after the race. We can let them know that they've been voted best livery for the night. So we'll jump on board with Voodoo, get a look at his livery, and we might just go through the order, Trev. So then up to Binger and through, and just let us know in the comments whose what livery and car is a favourite.
Look at these liveries, as DJ Wolf says, sorry guys, my internet is dodgy, couldn't make it in. No worries at all.
Hopefully you're good for tomorrow night.
And that is the great man, Wolfie. Absolute legend. Made his commentary debut last week and absolutely stole the show. Sparky wants me to get tested and isolate for 6 months. I've been isolating for about 12 months, so that shouldn't be an issue, but I still need to get tested. But lap 5 of this race. Hopefully we'll catch you tomorrow night, Wilco. I've combined Wolfie and Wilco there and made him Wilkie, but there we go. We'll go through liveries, weren't we, Trev? That's what we were doing. As bloody Telstra, don't get me started, Sparky, but Static Hazard, oh, look at that. Beautiful camera angle there. Static Hazard in, you can almost call it a McLaren sort of looking Ferrari livery there. Aussie Thunder going with the very mysterious black. Black and silver, isn't it? I just caught the arse end of that car and it was black, but silver and black.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mixture, but Rick's just getting out of the way here, so that's right. It's very, very smart driving by Rick there, which is good. But of course, Wolfie has to go with the Binger livery being the best, because Binger is his teammate and they're running the same livery, Trev.
It certainly is.
Controversy there.
As Binger, just a bit of a conflict of interest there, Wolfie. Not sure whether we can take your livery vote on board as we take a look at GRT. Oi! And look at that green and orange there. And Wolfie says, I'm trying, man. Static Hazard, best looking rig as OGT passes him. As OGT passes him. Has something happened? Have we missed something here? Have we? No.
Oh, he's saying it looks good when OGT passes him. I think that's the little joke there, which is good. But unfortunately, Static, OGT has pitted, so we'll see. I'll check the track map out again this lap and see if OGT, who usually is just on the exit turn one as Voodoo is going into last corner, I'll see and have a look where they are. It looks like OGT might have lost a little bit of time. They look pretty close, so or Nobby has a little moment there. He's run off. That's going to keep Kilroy interested, but a lot of these Lexus, you can't really change the livery on the Lexus, so the red and black one is probably the best looking one. I think there's about 4 liveries you can do. And we've got Nemo joining the party, Trev.
As Nemo has jumped on board. Oscillate says Wolfie. Nemo says, hey boys from across the Tasman. Roses are red, violets are blue. Hey there, Nemo, I love you. I've been waiting for Nemo to jump on just to say that to him. Hello to you there. As Sparky says, too deep, Trev. Okay, I could read into that how I wish.
Last time that happened, Trev, 9 months later, Tay was born.
Yep,
so.
yep. Turning 3 in May. Hello to you, Tay. Just on the couch, some cuddles and some Cartoon Network, the extent of my lockdown today. But Binger, I've got to say here, Binger, we'll get back to the comments. As Nemo says, I love you boys. Nemo, we love you too. And Truly Independent says, Wolfie, but I was about to say there that Static Hazard looks like he's made up some ground.
He's definitely catching him.
On Binger there, but look at Voodoo. He's running his own race at the moment, Wilco, with less than 20 minutes to go. The Nigerian Prince, who's a specialist in credit card fraud, he's completely checked out, hasn't he? He's almost got a pit stop in hand if he keeps this up. But look at that. Nemo says, right, I'm off to bed. Good night, lads. And good night there to you, Nemo.
He's checked in for another 2 minutes and then nicked off again, Trev.
He's nicked off. That's all right. It keeps those, bumps those numbers up. Just put your phone on silent. Maybe just turn the volume down, Nemo, and have us next to the bed as you go to sleep. That's getting a little bit
the
weird.
dulcet tones of Trev and myself.
The dulcet tones all the way over there in New Zealand.
Go to sleep. Oh, who's that? Oh, Kilroy. Big save. Massive save through turn 1.
And Kilroy there saving it, but that's keeping good vibes interested. And except for my favourites, Wolfie says, I'm truly independent. And of course he is. Have a little nibble on this though. Here's Nobby Nuts in P6. And how far is he behind GRT? 4.6 seconds. So 12 or 13 minutes into this race, the field, there's a bit of a field spread happening, isn't there? As we take a look at Nobby Nuts in 6 GRT. I think we're having a look at these liveries. Where were we? Kilroy. And there we have his livery there. Good vibes. McLaren car, McLaren livery there. Mac Miller, who's in the Lexus. Probably should stop calling him Mac Miller. As Supercrunch says, someone want to radio Voodoo to tell him to back off a bit to make it more interesting. Well, why would he want to do that, Wilco, when he's 10 seconds in the lead? I don't think he's going to be backing off here anytime soon as Rick Oztech off the track. And Rick Oztech is off the track, and not an easy track to join back on, is it, Wilco? A few blind corners here, but he's looks to have done okay there, and he's back onto the track, albeit 2 laps down in this race.
Yeah, so it's very easy to make mistakes. So that was that blind corner again. There's a few boys now. Half the day's gone, half did the Gold Mountain. As well, it's not quite there, but yeah, so a few boys making their pit stop now. So Stat and Kilroy are in. So this we're going to see where OGT comes out. I'm pretty sure he was in P5 or 6. So if he can come out near Stat, yeah, that's almost put him in P2, Trev. So we'll have a look.
Net P2. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Possibly.
Well, that will keep it very interesting indeed. But Voodoo is absolutely, I won't say he's having the race of his life, but I reckon it must be his birthday the way he's going. I think it was his birthday recently, but he is birthday, Mr. Voodoo. You know that dream, Smithers, where they come in flying through the window?
Oh, OGT, hang on. Sorry to cut in. The OGT is going to come out miles ahead of Stat, so this could be good pressure on Voodoo now.
Well, look at this. OGT has, he's done it, hasn't he?
That Kilroy actually gained a lot on
on who was it? Stat 2. So maybe Stat had a really slow pit stop as Voodoo's coming up to lap these boys now. So that's how quick he's going at the moment.
Voodoo absolutely flying. We might have to send him to the weighbridge in Parc Ferme, I reckon, because he is absolutely on it.
He's got one less Nigerian prince on board. So.
He must
He's
have
taken
dropped
all the gold out of his fucking boot, out of the boot.
You beat me to it. You beat me to it. That's exactly what I was about to go with. But Voodoo is going so quickly that he's almost going to have a few issues here. He's coming up to...
Kilroy's trying to get out of the way. It's very good by Kilroy.
Blue flags,
Voodoo's got to pit now because he's just going to get caught up in traffic here. So
I think
pit's going to come out a nice big gap.
Well, the next one he's got is at Static Hazard then. So if he's lapped Kilroy, he must have Static Hazard further. You can see it on your screen there. So he's not going to gain...
After he's gone, half still to go now.
After he's gone and half still to go from the Universal Boss. But Voodoo's not going to do himself any favours, is he, Wilco? If he stays out...
At the moment, it's not too bad. Stats has hit the wall again, so this is going to be sketchy. Oi. Alright, Voodoo, please pit this lap. Please pit this lap. Confirm.
In as Voodoo.
No, stay out.
What do you want to do, Bono? What do you want me to do, guys? As Kaima says, how are the vocal cords? As Voodoo, the Nigerian prince, comes in to check the expiry date on his credit card and get some fuel and tyres. As the vocal cords going well, Kaima, thank you for watching as my Bingaling also coming into the pits. Very tricky pit lane here at Brands Hatch. And very old school circuit, but don't we love it? As vocal cords doing very nicely. Thank you for that, dear. That's why I wasn't talking too much earlier in the day. As Binger, just a bit of attitude there towards Voodoo. As Voodoo says, Holy Jesus. And I'm not sure what he means by that, but Voodoo's still in the pits. We might go back to the on-track action and Aussie Thunder as he's in he's lap 11, I should say, in P1, 10 seconds ahead of Nobby Nuts, who's he's not really having a nibble at anyone at the moment, is he? But Mac Miller
is coming out now. He's coming out. I reckon he's about 15-20 seconds ahead, Trev. So he's absolutely smashing it tonight.
He's he's improved, hasn't he? Look at this. Bernie says don't text and drive or don't drink and drive, but Voodoo can do whatever he wants at the moment.
Binger's coming out in the lead too, so we'll in second. So OGT, I think he's on for a net P3 at the moment. As GRT's coming out of the pits now too, so it's going to be close between GRT and OGT. As here they come, Trev.
OGT and GRT. Has OGT done it? He's ahead of GRT.
So this is the battle for P3. So these two here with GRT with nice fresh tyres, but they need to get up to pressure, so OGT has to pull a good second in his first lap here, just try and give himself a chance.
And Sparky says P3 is good, as Wolfie says let's go Bingaling, let's go clap, let's go Binger, let's go. Thank you for that, Wolfie. I'm not getting the jokes tonight, am I? Don't worry, keep them coming in, I'll catch up eventually. And just been a bit crook during the course of the week, but I am back, baby. Who would miss this action? I wouldn't miss it for the world, as they say. But lap number 12, Nobby, as Nobby Nuts leads. Mac Miller in second, and how's Wolfie? Wolfie's going very nicely. That's my wife in the chat, Wolfie, so just watch what you say there. It's the virus, Trev. Thanks for that, Sparky. Boy, the interaction it's all happening here tonight, but Voodoo, as he is looking good. He has not put a foot wrong, has he, Wilco?
Commentator's curse, Trev. Quick, take that back. We're looking good, but at the moment, he's, what, about 20 seconds in the lead, I reckon. So, yeah, about 25 seconds. So, he's got to, actually, no, it's not that much, because Binger's come out. So, he's 16 seconds in the lead. So, he just has to take it easy as Aussie Thunder comes out in P6. So, yeah, it's all you got to do is just take it nice and easy. It's only 10 minutes to go. OGT has pulled a little gap on GRT. Actually, it's an update yet. Oh, hang on, what's going on here? He's just trying to get out of the way of Static. So
about a second or so, is it? It's a second on my screen here, but it's. Oh no, we've lost that gap, but it looks visually like it's a fair bit more, doesn't it? Now it was less
who's
than
that?
a second.
OGT and GRT.
GRT, yeah.
Yeah,
so
it's about 2 seconds or second and a half, and she'll pop up in this just after this corner up here. That's the start of sector 3. We should see it
I
now.
told you, these jokes aren't working for me tonight, Wilco. As my wife's saying, how's Wolfie? That's the joke from Terminator 2. How's Wolfie? I can hear him barking. Is he okay? Your foster parents are dead. Thank you for that. As Wolfie says, that's awkward, but boy, it's good to be back. And must be, I'm taking the butter menthols, the strepsils, and about 5 other things at the moment. I'm sweating like you wouldn't believe, but less said about that, the better. But lap 13 of this race, just a tick over 10 minutes remaining. And I just can't see what these boys out in front at the moment, Nobby Nuts and Mac Miller, what are they going to achieve? I guess they've got nothing to lose, really, do they, Wilco, by staying out? But are they just looking for points, solid points here tonight?
I think they're maybe taking a leaf out of my book last week, which was pitting late, but fresh tyres in 10 minutes is not going to do too much. You need a good 15-20 minutes, but they should probably be hitting this lap. Hopefully they're just trying to find a gap. Something a Status off again, and it's just let Aussie Thunder through. The Static's having a bit of a couple issues tonight. 2 spins, or 3 spins now, so yeah, well hopefully Nobby and Mac remember there is a pit stop. Maybe that could be another thing, Trev, they might have forgotten, as I've got Simba climbing all the top here at the moment, which is not good.
As a big hello to Simba and the whole family down there in Carrum Downs. Haven't seen Big Chef tonight, but the rest of the Carrum Downs family have checked in. The brother-in-law, the sisters, everybody, the better half, everybody there watching this live stream. I'm sure it's going in the kitchen or the lounge room. Nice and loud, of course.
Mac is pitted now.
As Mac Miller has come into the pits and sweating over a hot woman works, Trev. Thank you for that, Sparky. Maybe looking at team points. That could be an interesting one. We did check out those points before the race tonight, but 9 minutes, less than 9 minutes, so Static Hazard can't really see. The field is fairly spread out. They're sort of close, but they're not close, if you know what I mean, Wilco. The gaps, they're fairly steady right through the field, but where is the closest gap? We've got GRT, who's...
yeah, GRT and OGT are the ones probably looking like... Let's try to shoot the dog out. There we go. Looking like the ones who have a bit of a battle, but so GRT should hopefully have fresher tyres, so should catch him in a minute.
Yes, here we go then. 22 seconds, Voodoo. As Nobby Nuts is he's sticking with it, isn't he? He might have forgotten to pit. It is a mandatory pit stop, of course, if you are new to these streams. And DJ's Wolfie just getting in there. He says, I've heard that Kai is exceptionally clever and beautiful. Apparently her taste in men leaves something to be desired, though. And so does some of the spelling on these boys' comments. But anyway, I'll save that for another day. Voodoo could coast home from here.
Aussie.
Aussie. Aussie.
Around, hit the wall.
And Aussie is around as the cameraman waits to catch up. Very Sebastian Vettel from Monza a few years ago, and Kilroy came back onto the circuit and almost took out his teammate. Unbelievable. And thank you for that, Wolfie, as he says, goddamn spelling error. As Voodoo says, as Sparky says, Voodoo could cost home from here. He means coast. I know what you mean, brother. But there we go, Aussie Thunder. What happened there, Wilco? Didn't see much of it.
Nigerian joke there, Trev. He could be costing himself a couple of million Nigerian dollars for racing, and someone's left on it, someone's joined. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. So Nobby still hasn't pitted though, so I'm not sure what he's doing, but yeah, he's maybe he could actually, or he might come out in round, who's number 15, round stat. So he's pitting in now. So here we go. So he should come out around stat in P6, which should be pretty good points for him, and he might have fresh tyres, so he might be able to go hard at the end.
There we go. So it's working. As Sparky says, coast cost depending on the Nigerians. There we go. Boy, these guys keeping me very busy here. As Sparky says, that was close. It sure was. But Voodoo now back where he needs to be. And is it the clean sweep? We'll have to check that fastest lap. What is it called? A clean sweep? Grand Slam? Whatever it's called.
Yeah, I got that last week. So yeah, it's called the Wilco Slam.
As Wilco just reminding us that he got it last week.
Pole, fastest lap and win. How good?
Pole, fastest lap and win. Sebastian Vettel 2013 style. But Voodoo leads. 10 people watching the stream as soon as I say that. It's gone back down to 9, but great to have you with us. If you're just joining us, there is 6 minutes remaining in this race. And we've got a Nigerian and then a man in a Nissan in second, and then it's Lexus. So 4 different constructors in the top 4, Ferrari, Nissan, Lexus and Mercedes. As long as that French pit crew stay at home. Sacre bleu! As Wolfie says, the Wilco Slam. Lucky we don't say anything about the boss. Sigh there from Wolfie, who will be joining us tomorrow night if Telstra can get their act together. And they might be able to get a technician out to shove someone down in a manhole cover near Wolfie and get that sorted out. But Wolfie, the great man, joining us there. Commentary debut last week and absolutely killed it. But OGT is in 3rd position at the moment, and Sparky's sticking with us because his man looks good for P3 at the moment, and they are not leaving any part of this track. Are they? They're absolutely pushing the limits, aren't they, these boys? There might be a few. Is there corner cutting warnings or...?
Yes, there is. So I don't think the corner cuts are too aggressive here because it's grass, so you hit it, it's going to slow you down anyway. But you do get 3 warnings, and on your 4th one, it's a drive-through penalty. So these boys looking alright now. As Vibes, he goes a little bit wide, but where did Kilroy slot in? P7, so he must have a slow pit stop, but he does have fresh tyres. Where is he? He's okay. So he's going to try and catch. Nobby's in P6, sorry. So yeah, that's what I thought, yeah, just around Static, so he should hopefully catch him. He's caught a 2nd on that last lap, so this could be on for P5, Trev, which could be nice, but GRT's just sort of stuck behind that sort of 1.5 second mark between getting OGT or not, but unless OGT's tyres go off the absolute cliff in the next 3 minutes, OGT is looking good for P3, but stranger things has happened. There's 22 seconds between Voodoo and Binger, so just cruise, baby. Don't make a mistake, baby. As Voodoo comes across the line with about 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go. He's lapped up to. He must be up to about 9th, is it? I think I'm not too sure, but he's lapped a few people anyway. But 4 minutes, 3 minutes and 30 to go now. Sparky says P2 looking good. For Binger, I think. What does he mean, OGT? That's a bit of work for OGT to do, but it's not over yet, is it? GRT, that gap is less than a second now. So he's right back on his tail here. Look at this, he's right on the back of him here.
Fresh tyres, here we go. So he's going to hope that OGT has a little slide through turn 1. I mean, not too much that it caused him too much, but here we go. He's closing, he's got, like, you can see how much better he's on the brakes. So OGT is definitely struggling here, so he's going to hold on. Remember, he did win last week, so finishing 3rd would be very good for the championship. Remember, Voodoo finished P6, so Binger would take 1st if OGT drops to 3rd. OGT drops to 4th behind GRT, I'm pretty sure. What's the 15, 18 points, 12 points? Oh, it'll be almost dead even actually. Maybe 2 points OGT, but for now, we're looking good for a good little battle here for the last 2 laps.
There's yellow flags out there for somebody.
The Heat had a spin.
As the Miami Heat just going off there down in 12th. But driver for the night, Voodoo. Sparky liking Voodoo's work. Can't really argue with that, can you? But I've got to say, 24 seconds now, that gap. But this is the closest battle on the circuit, the battle for the final podium position. And Sparky saying, commentators curse, it's a long season, Wilco. As GRT now right up behind OGT. These two seem to be able to find each other on the track. They're very evenly matched, aren't they? Don't forget about Static Hazard either there, who's just poking. You can see him.
So he's got a lot of pace stat, but he's unfortunately just keep making little mistakes. So once he gets them sorted, does a bit more practice and finds the rhythm, finds the groove, baby, then yeah, he's going to be looking very dangerous for a few wins this season.
Just thinking, if Static Hazard didn't have all those moments, he would be easily probably on the podium, wouldn't he? But he can work that out. It is a long season, a long way to go. Not long to go for Voodoo. I'll get you to keep an eye on him so we can bring him home.
Yeah, this should be the second last lap now. So penultimate lap. 1 minute 10 to go on my screen. So he'll do this lap, which he's going into the second last corner now. And then he'll get one more lap after this. So these boys got a lap and a half to go to sort it out who's getting P3.
So 19
Sonny's
laps
definitely
gone.
in here. He's gained a second in this first sector, so he's all here too, Trev.
He is up and about, and boy, this is one of those races, as we'll get back to that battle for the podium finish there as our leader is on the final lap. It's one of those... Thank you for that, Chris Gale. Final lap from the Universal Boss. But you've got to say, Wilco, it's one of those races where it really sends a message, doesn't it, for the remainder of the season?
Yeah, so you did make the mistake and sort of spun at turn one after all. Who's that? Rick, stay off the track, mate. Good stuff. We just had Madford join, so Madford, who was looking good, he was P4 he had last week, so that's his KRL best, so I'm sure he's going to be looking for a podium. He's definitely on the pace. Stat goes up the inside.
Static has it.
Take it away.
Up the inside of GRT, which for what will be the final lap of this race. Hang on, says Sparky J-Mads. Madaford, great to have you with us, but look at that. Static has it up to fourth, Wilco, and he's got the chance of a podium. Look at this, third, fourth and fifth as GRT goes back down the inside and they touch, and Static has it as spun. He sort of half spins, but now Rick Oztech.
GRT letting go, so that's let OGT go, but yeah, it's good racing. Unfortunately, a little bit of contact, just the slightest bit of contact there. It was enough to spin him, but GRT did the right thing, got out of it, let Static catch it, but unfortunately that could have been a nice little tasty battle for the finish there, Trev, but Voodoo come around last corner now.
It's all about this man now. OGT for third, thank you Sparky, but pole position, fastest lap, and race win for this man. He's done the Wilco Slam, as it's known in KRL, and he wins and takes a dominant victory here at Brands Hatch. And there is nothing the Nigerian Prince could do wrong tonight. He reigns supreme here at Brands Hatch. But Binger, my Bingerling now around the final corner. This will be good for his championship campaign as he comes across the line in second position. Don't forget to vote for your driver of the day, as we take votes for driver of the day, both for tier 2 and tier 1 each and every week, as Binger gets the party started. OGT now across the line, lights flashing, gets that Lexus up into third after a close battle. Static has it, good stuff from him, and he takes fourth position ahead of GRT there. And Nobby Nuts across the line. I think Rick Oztech has already finished, hasn't he, because he was a couple of laps down there. Kilroy comes across in seventh, so the teammates getting good points there, good vibes. Not too far behind him, Wilco in eighth. And then it's Aussie Thunder. And let's have a look. Around the final corner then, Aussie Thunder then has, as our race, our podium finishes joining the party already as Aussie Thunder. That's how well they're travelling, Wilco. They're joining the party before Aussie Thunder's finished the race.
Yeah, that's my bad.
here comes Mac Miller now to finish in P10. And a great performance there from all of our drivers tonight. Rick Oztech already finishing the race, being a lap down, and Heat as well, finishing classified in P12 in the end, as these drivers hit the grass while we wait for our top three to join us in the podium places. Sparky saying an early pit stop just worked fine there. Oh man, what a race. Voodoo, well done. He's looking to be our driver of the day. Do we start? Do we wait for our man Voodoo here, Wilco? Or?
No. Oh, here he is now. So we'll yeah, just have a look at this. So P1, P2, P3 in here. 2 seconds to stat, 2 seconds to GRT. Nice battle, Kilroy and good vibes there, and the 8 tenths between them at the end. And Mac on his first race getting P10. Aussie Thunder dropped down to P9, but very clean race. A little bit of contact at the end there, but between GRT and Stat, but that's just side racing. There's nothing in that. They're just sort of trying to pass each other on the last lap, which is fine. But I'll let you take away the podium into with your favourite man, Trev.
Here we go, the Nigerian Prince. Have you got us there, mate?
Yeah, copy that.
Copy that, all the way from Nigeria. I've got to say, mate, talk us through that race for a start. Pole position, fastest lap and race win. You were absolutely on top of your game tonight, mate, and you got the Wilco Slam as well. Talk us through it.
Oh, yeah, I was just trying to keep it as clean as I could. The pace, I wasn't expecting to be holding that kind of pace. I'm fucking sweating buckets, but yeah, no, it was a good race overall. I did see OG and that tried to get an early pit stop strategy, whether they were trying to get one over with safety car or something. I don't blame them. But yeah, no, it was pretty lonesome. But Yeah, now props to Rick tonight for kindly moving out of our way a couple of times and stuff like that. But I know it's not easy, but yeah, cheers, boys.
Good stuff. Thank you for that, Voodoo. And I've got to say, mate, we've got a live audio link all the way to Nigeria, and the tribe is getting quite excited there. As you can hear them, the music starting. Hopefully they've had a feed, but a little bit worried. It's getting closer. But call in for some... just check out the Witch Doctor after that. But anyway, moving along to Binger in P2 there. Boy, I was digging a hole for myself. But Binger, mate, P2 for you in the end tonight. Pretty clean race, mate. Talk us through your race.
Yeah, I got a pretty good start there. I think Stat made a little mistake on the first or second lap. I was able to sneak past him. Able to hold him off there, and just Voodoo was in a different realm tonight. There was no catching him. Great race from him. And I saw OG done the early pit stop strategy, so I just had to try and stay consistent to duck out of the pits in front of him, which I successfully done tonight, so I was happy with that. Good finish.
Good stuff, mate. Strong result there. Good for your championship as well as OGT. The man himself joins us, mate. The OGT fan club were up and about tonight, mate. P3 in the end, a podium finish. You had some good battles. GRT, it was pretty close, wasn't it? And Static has it towards the end, mate. Tell us how things panned out for you.
Well, what a race, boys. I just got to say, first off, the biggest thing there for me was I want to give a big shout out to Rick Oztech. What a drive, man. That guy had dudes coming at him and he didn't, I just want to give him props, man. Great racing, Rick, and we appreciate you, brother. To my race, I knew that these boys were way faster. I've been struggling with tyres here. It's just that kind of track, I imagine. No matter what I tried, I couldn't get the tyres to work for me. I knew I was the second off the pace. I didn't want to get stuck in the train because I was a second slower than my race pace at that stage. So I pitted, as I've done in the past, and hung on for a podium. So plan worked. My front right was 29 degrees and 29 PSI and about to fall off the rim. So I'm lucky I made it to the end. And dominant performance by Voodoo. And great podium by Binger. See you all soon.
Great stuff. Well said, mate. Congratulations on the podium tonight, and very good result in the end to get those tyres through to the end. We'll get to your driver of the day, Voodoo. Says thank you for the driver of the day nomination. He says after watching back on the stream, I'd probably vote otherwise. Not too sure who else you could really vote for there, but still good drives from a few other people.
I had a pretty good race, Trev.
You had a good race, very good there, as Voodoo, the driver of the day, confirmed, so you can put yourself into your graphics for the rest of the week. But down to the wire, and Sparky says my account details are X, Y, and Z. Matterford says going to be a tied championship for Tier 2. Super Crunch says Voodoo driver of the day, OGT driver of the day as well. So we can confirm that, Wilco. Thank you to our top three for joining us, fellas. And, we'll see you next week to do it all over again.
Yes, we will. So, boys, you're all got a bit stage fright there, but we'll catch you two tomorrow night, OGT and Binger, and Voodoo will catch you as the safety car too. So well done, boys, and we'll catch you at Nürburgring as well next week for Tier 2.
Good stuff. Thank you, fellas. Good stuff. As we are almost out of time, don't forget you can see on your screen Tier 1. Bit of a new format there. A couple of it's the sprint round, isn't it, Wilco? We've got a couple of sprint races, shorter qualifying as well. So 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Time on the Eastern States, whatever that works out to be, where you are, wherever you are around the world. So that is tomorrow night, Tier 1 round 2 of the Tier 1 Championship. And boy, the pace. If it's anything like tonight, it's going to be extra hot. It was hot enough last week, Wilco, but it's going to be extra hot tonight. You'll need an extra bowl of gnocchi, I think, before tomorrow night. It's going to be absolutely insane, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that gnocchi is going to be tasty for my lunch tomorrow. Could be my thing. Although I did have Red Rooster last week for a Thursday lunch, so maybe that could be the go-to. So if I don't win tomorrow night, we know that Red Rooster is my my new pre-race ritual. So we'll see.
Just like Kevin Bartlett with the fish and chips, but another gnocchi goes well the first time around. Not quite
Yeah, a bit
great
different.
second time around. Maybe add some water, some butter, a little bit of just fix it all up. But anyway, we're getting off topic here. Thank you to everyone for watching. Sparky, Super Crunch, J-Mads, Wolfie. We'll catch you tomorrow night. Kaima, thank you for watching. Nemo, who's probably in bed listening to this, just about to doze off over there in New Zealand. It's been great to bring you this live stream once again. KRL, how good is it? Don't forget, stay safe, be kind to one another, social distance, all of that, and we'll see you next time around. Bye for now.